Hi, everyone. My name's Emily, and I am here today with Stian Andresen, who is the new Chief Product Officer at Wakandi. Hi, Stian.
Hi, Emily. How are you?
Very well. How are you?
Thanks. I'm great. Thank you.
That's good to hear. Well, thanks for joining us. I just wanted to ask you a few questions about, Wakandi and your role now that you've joined the ship, so to speak.
Sure.
So what actually made you decide to join Wakandi? What was the trigger for you?
Well, I've been fascinated by Wakandi for many years already. And as a board member, I've followed the company and seen how it has grown and developed into something really, really good. When it started, it was kind of a diffuse idea, and it has grown into something really, really exciting. And now Wakandi has formed a strategy that focuses on digitalizing the informal economy, and this means enabling people to take part of an economy that we take for granted, and making it possible for them to take up loans, save money, and use their phones instead of handling cash. And as a result, we can be an enabler for innovation, entrepreneurs, and a better life for everybody around Africa. So no wonder why I would like to join this kind of movement, because it seems so interesting, and I feel that we can make a change for so many people. So I can't stand by the sideline anymore.
Wow. Well, it's certainly a big calling, I suppose, for the company. It's a huge thing they're doing.
Yeah, it is. It's fantastic.
It's amazing. So what are some of your goals then, as you're joining as the Chief Product Officer? What do you think are your sort of key goals that you're looking to achieve?
I think the most important thing is to make something useful for the people of Africa, and giving them a solution they need and they would like to have. And that's the overall goal, I feel. But it also would be great if we could fight corruption, and at the same time include people that today don't have any financial history to get one, which means that they would be able to take up loans, they could save money, and at the same time we might even train them and give them valuable competence in this area. So I think basically do something that they need in Africa, do something that they actually can benefit from.
Now, I know you've sort of mentioned this a little bit as you've been sort of explaining about Wakandi and the goals of the company and yourself, but what do you think about how the company will have an impact on these cooperative societies in Africa, and not even just the societies in themselves, but actually the higher regulation authorities that are also looking over these societies?
Oh, that's a big one. I think speaking about the cooperatives first, I believe that Wakandi is a game changer. The corporate societies, they lack an overview of their members today, and they are purely cash-driven transactions, and they struggle really, really much to comply with the regulation that is set to them. So I think just making the cooperatives be more digitalized will bring so much value to them, because they will get an overview and everything will be much more transparent. And Wakandi, they brings to the table a digitalized member list, a live overview of all the trades that is going on, and also helps the corporates in their reporting. So they it's not fully automated, but as far as it is possible to automate the reports, that will also help them along getting compliant. And on top of that, we will move members from a cash-driven economy to a more modern economy, with all the positive aspects that gives. And looking at what this is, why this is meaningful for the regulators, that's because they can see the transaction live, and they know that it's real data. It's nothing that is taken away from with middleman. and the corruption will also go down, because they can't do this in our system, because everything is transparent and you can't change the history. So for the regulatives, they also would benefit from having an overview, a kind of a full perspective of what's going on in the economy, by getting these reports more frequent and more accurate. So yeah, basically, I think it's a game changer, actually, moving from the cash-driven economy.
For sure, absolutely. Well, that's very interesting. And I mean, I assume that the company has thought, I guess, a lot about how to like take concrete steps in making this happen. So could you tell us a bit about some initiatives that might be coming up that you're like most looking forward to in Workandi at the moment?
Yeah, I would say that the most kind of important goal for the next quarter, at least, would get into revenue, because we need to prove that this solution is a good solution and it works, and it is what the members and the cooperatives wants. So just moving some real data, some real transaction and real money through the system, I think would be a very important initiative next quarter. And of course, it would be great if we go into more countries. Working with Kenya and Tanzania is of course great, but getting to know more countries and other culture also in Africa, I really love to look forward to do that. And just having this system, which is more like a platform, it is so many possibilities here. So I'm looking forward to grow more verticals, giving more products to the users, and even make it more valuable to be a member in Workandi. And one example could be moving into the agriculture space. Maybe we could do something interesting there. So yeah, it's so much to do. We don't. It's just crazy, I would say. But we really need to focus on the deliveries we have now in the upcoming months, and that's getting into revenue.
Absolutely. Well, then this might be a bit of a tricky question, I suppose. I mean, obviously you're very focused in the next few months of going into revenue, like you said, but I mean, maybe this had something to do with what you talked about going into agriculture, maybe, and there are so many other areas that Workandi can sort of be a part of and help with. But maybe in the next few years, where do you sort of see Workandi evolving kind of into? It might be a long range question, and how do you think your role as the Chief Product Officer can sort of promote that evolution?
Yeah, today Workandi it's a small company, basically, where a lot of the work it depends on a few people. However, this will change in the following years, and we will be more like a corporate and a data-driven company. And so I think the biggest change in the upcoming years will be that we will be a startup, but we will end up as a huge corporation. And my role in this would, of course, be, and I think it's important to be that all the way through, very on the ground, where the people that we are building systems for, they kind of speak to me directly, and that's important also when we are a corporation. So I think I'm not sure that it would change so much for myself and how we work, but as an organization, this will be completely different, following more compliance, more rules, more kind of data-driven decisions. And of course, when more money comes into the company, we have more stakeholders, more people that would like to work with us. And that will even grow more verticals, maybe. So the complexity of the company would definitely be much higher than it is today. So yeah, that's how I look at the future in Workandi.
Exciting times for Workandi then, it sounds like. My goodness.
Yeah, it has always been that. So that's the reason why I also joined the company, because I can't look at it from the sideline anymore.
Absolutely. Well, I can understand that very well. That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for talking and sharing a bit of your insights into Workandi. It's been really, really interesting.
Thank you, Emily. Nice talking to you.
And I'm sure we'll speak again. Good luck
Yeah.
to you in your new role, and good luck to Workandi and everything that they're going to do in the future.
Thank you very much.